Oh, we're live. Hey, welcome in to the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel, everybody. I'm Star. If you're new here or you haven't already, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button as you're listening along today. It is Friday, April 14th. So we are halfway through the month of April. Gosh, where is time going? Monday, taxes are due. So if you don't have your taxes done, you have two choices. Spend all weekend getting those done or file an extension until October. It is no secret around here that Keith and I always leave it to the very last minute, and we usually spend the Saturday before taxes are due all day. And this year I decided I'm just filing an extension because I don't feel like dealing with it. Do as I say, not as I do. That is so irresponsible. It's not really, though. I actually have a lot of reseller friends who file extension every year just because they don't want to deal with it. And you can do that. They let you do that. You just have to make sure that you get your shit together by October. We're not going to wait until October. I just didn't feel like dealing with it last minute this weekend. We have a lot of other stuff going on, and we're trying to list a whole bunch. So I filed an extension earlier in the week. The IRS approved it. And I figured the next time we have a holiday where there's no shipping on a Monday when we have some spare time, I'm just going to sit down and bang them out. So make sure you get those done. File your extension if you haven't. We are halfway through April, which is Q2. So use your eBay coupons, guys. Get your free stuff. We're going to talk about that in today's video a little bit more. But I'm going to start saying hi to some folks in the chat. All right. But I need my eyes because I'm 80 years old. Laura's here. Laura, welcome in. Laura. I have gotten to know Laura in the listing parties that List Perfectly hosts. Debbie's here. Welcome in. Della, longtime viewer. Welcome in. Amy from Nebraska is another longtime subscriber and viewer. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys, whether you've been here from the beginning or you're brand new. Every subscriber helps this channel and supports what I do here. And I appreciate it. Jennifer is here. I know you from listing parties too. Hi, friend. Jill's here. Gotten to know her a little bit better in listing parties. You guys, if you use List Perfectly, well, if you don't use List Perfectly, number one, you should be, because it's the best decision you're ever going to make for your business. But number two, if you already use it and you're not participating in listing parties, I'm here to tell you, you should be. And guess what? That's on today's agenda to talk about as well. Vanessa is here. This reseller life is Christy. Christy, welcome in. I've gotten to know her a little bit better in listing parties. I can't stress enough how good for your mental health connecting with other resellers and being a part of the community is. And a lot of folks will tell you, well, hey, I don't have time to go to listing parties. I don't either, but I host two a week. I have absolutely no time in my schedule to even do the ones that I host, but I made the time. I created the time. I carved out the time. I moved my live show up a half an hour on Friday. It used to be at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's now at 4:30. And I gave up a little bit of my Wednesday evenings to do my midweek motivation. I made it happen because it was important to me to be connecting with the community and learning names and faces and making friends and networking. So you can make it happen. My dad used to always tell me, if you say you don't have time for something, it's not that you don't have the time for it. It's that it's not important to you. I feel like I'm channeling my father today. I was talking to Donovan early in you guessed it, listing party. And I was giving him some sage advice that my father had passed down to me. And now I'm giving you guys some advice. I've been quoting him a lot this week. I guess I'm just channeling him. He's been heavy on my mind. He passed away on 7/7/14. And I still sometimes pick up the phone to call him. Woo! Emotions on a live show. Let's get off of that topic. But anyway, he used to tell me all the time, if you're not making the time for something, it's just not important to you. Because if it's important, you'll make the time. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Wait, let me finish saying hi. Trace of Nostalgia, welcome in. No, I did not do a live last week. It was Easter weekend, so I chose to. I actually chose to not do a live show so that I could work on some projects. And then I ended up staying in my true crime party for 2 hours versus an hour. So the time that I would have been live, I did extra true crime listing party instead of working on my projects. But that's okay. I did some work on Saturday. It happens. It's Friday. Fridays are for fun. Fridays are for listing parties and Friday hangouts. The other Christy Mom's Closet is here. Welcome in. Mandy, 3 of Hearts. Gosh, lots of you have been around for a long time. Just longtime subscribers all over the place. You guys are fantastic. I feel like that's code and I don't know what it is because yep. Tag Else has been here for a long time. Thank you so much for supporting the channel for the 3 years that you've been a viewer. We really do appreciate you guys. I can't say it enough, and I don't just say it to say it. I feel like sometimes some YouTubers just say it to say it. I mean it. I really mean it, because without you guys, I would just either not have a YouTube channel or just be talking to the wall. But in my case, I always have friends around. I'd be talking to my friends. Leanne, welcome in. I met her through reselling. We hung out in Vegas last year. If you can't tell, a lot of what I'm going to talk about today has to do with community, which is why I'm leading in by saying hi to all my friends. Gretchen, Jay, I met her at Remix last year in Vegas, and we're going to be roommates at Camp List Perfectly this year. So that's a story of making a friend and reselling events. I fixed the chat. Jeez. Okay, sorry. Stars listing parties are fun and informative. I think they're fun. I don't know how informative. I know a lot about true crime and facts about serial killers. Exactly, Christy, who I met at FlipCon. See, again, it's full circle. Reseller events are important. Community is important. And I'm going to talk about that in depth a little bit more. Brian is here from listing parties. All my new friends from the listing parties are here. All my friends from years of watching the channel, Carrie Berry's mom. It's really good to see all of you guys. My lighting is really bad today. Is that better? Not sure. My microphone. I am a professional YouTuber, and I do this for a living, but it's still always amateur hour here. My lighting is really bad today for some reason. I don't. There. No, you don't have to look at my face. Here, look at her. Oh. It kind of is broken, and we're going to talk about that. Apparently, there's acronyms that these kids these days are using that I don't understand. LTNS is long time no see. Northwest Purple Sparkles in the house. Talk about a long-time viewer. She's been watching my live shows since 2018, whenever it was, when we were in the other place and the trains would go by and the sirens would go off during my lives. You remember them good old days? I think it was me. Okay. Well, I know my lighting is really bad. Like this side of my face, no depth perception. This side of my face looks good. Not good, but decent. And I feel like this side's got too much light on it. Hey, Amy, you would know about this cute hippo, wouldn't you? Oh, isn't he cute? She's got a dress on. Assuming her. She is Busy World of Richard Scary. I got her in a long time ago, and I've been hanging on to her because she's so cute. I pulled her out today to take a picture of her to get her listed, and I don't know. You guys, she has eyelashes. She's cute. Okay, I'm going to share the screen with you. I know how to do this. I promise I do this for a living. I promise. It's so funny because like Liz Perfectly was here Monday in Pittsburgh and I was trying to show people how to do stuff on the phone and I couldn't. And I'm like, I promise I do this for a living. I just don't know how to do it, right? I'm Oh my goodness. I didn't have sound that whole time, did I? That's fun. That is so fun. Oh my gosh, this is amateur hour. If you texted me, which Dawn probably did, I heard my phone going off. Yep. So how long was I quiet for? This is not how you have a this is not, I think it was only 2 or 3 minutes, right? Uh-oh. I'm going through the chat right now. This is so funny. This is hilarious. Remember how I said that I do this for a living? I can't see the chat though. That's the fun part. When I'm sharing my screen, I absolutely can't see the chat. So, but thank you for everyone that tried. And Leslie, she was here Monday. Yay! That's my friend. So, oh boy. Oh boy. This is freaking. Hi guys, I'm a YouTuber. Great. And then I have my phone on silent because I have this particular. I I do. I laugh like a pig. I have this particular group of friends that loves to call me and message me on Fridays, and I tell them not to do it at this specific time because I'm live and they don't listen. So I muted it today. Okay. I'm not starting that screen share over because, guys, I have so much more I want to say to you. So, okay, we'll summarize. To sum it all up, if you're on listing party, there are parties you can go to. There are virtual assistants that you can hire that are vetted by the List Perfectly community and employees. So they're not virtual assistants who can flake out on you or not be great people because they're vetted. And you can go to listing parties, which you saw me scrolling through, hopefully all the different ones. And then the listings I was showing at the end are, we can cross post all of our items to the listing party website. It's not a selling platform. I did say that when I clearly didn't have my sound on. It's not a selling platform, so you have to choose which, I guess I can share that part of it because that was pretty important part of supporting each other in the community. So, now I've lost my train of thought. Hi, my name is Tara. Okay, so you can cross post all your listings here. And I said, what if I knew that I was going to the Guardians of the Galaxy movie next month, right? And I want a new t-shirt to wear to the movie. Well, instead of going to eBay and shopping from random strangers, I want to support people in the List Perfectly community. I want to support my fellow resellers that I know and interact with every day instead of buying from a stranger. So I'm going to check here before I shop on eBay or Poshmark or Mercari or anywhere else. Anytime I buy anything, I check here first now. And when I find what I want, this isn't what I want. It's a size small. It wouldn't fit one side of my body, one arm even. But then I would pick which platform. So this isn't a selling platform. I would honestly try to figure out which platform would charge the least amount of fees and give the seller the most amount of profit to help them out just a little bit more even. But this is just a way for the community to just get together, have a party, find a virtual assistant, or hire yourself out. We're going to talk about that today on how to get a little bit of extra income, and that should be on the list too. So I'm going to put it there. I'm just going to throw it in somewhere in my notes. All right. So now that we're 15 minutes into the show and we've had super fun being amateurs, we're actually going to finally get to my notes. I'm going to put VALP. You're cute. I'm not cute. I'm a big dork and I screw things up all the time. It's so great. It's so fun on a Friday. Yeah, at least my hair didn't fall off like some people, Trish. We love my VA. All right, so let me get to my notes, okay? Because this is kind of a serious topic. But we have to joke. If you can't joke during times of darkness, then life is not worth living. And if you can't laugh at yourself, and let me tell you, I laugh at myself every day. Because first of all, I'm funny. So listen, if reselling doesn't work out, I have a new career. I'm going to be a stand-up comedian. I'm just going to crack myself up. I don't think other people think I'm as funny as I think I am, but I crack myself up, right? So, all right. Dawn, you're a moderator now. Moderate in moderation. Don't let it go to your head. We always like to tease Don. I should say why I'm picking on him. He won a Spirit of the Community Award from List Perfectly. He's a really awesome dude, but we tease him that his head doesn't fit through the door and he's got an ego, but he doesn't. He's a great guy. So I think normal's a relatively general term you probably can't apply to me. I'm like human. I don't think I'm normal. I'm joking. This is the live show to be on, folks. We lost sound. I choked. At least I have my voice today and it's not total vocal fry. All right, guys, what do you do when sales are slow? I'm going to go through some tips and tricks that we can all do when sales are slow, okay? These are going to be things you can do because you're going to have a spare time. When sales are slow, obviously we're shipping less. When you're shipping less, especially for those volume sellers, like if you're used to shipping 10 to 20 items a day and now you're down to 5, you got some extra time on your hands. So what to do when sales are slow? I know this is going to sound counterintuitive because things are slow, but you need to list more, honestly. Just keep listing. There has to be a turnaround at some point. Right now, everyone's talking about the wonky economy. We may be going into recession, but it can't be forever, and it has to come to an end sometime. Every year when we're in summer slowdown, yes, it's summer slowdown, but it has to end sometime. The bad times, the slow times, they always have to end at some time. So if while it's slow, you are listing more, it might seem counterintuitive when things are going slow, like why am I listing more? But when it ends, when that slow period comes to an end, you are ahead of the game, my friend. You've set yourself up for success because now you're coming out of that slowdown with double the amount of listings that you entered it with. And now that we're out of it and people have money and they're shopping, you have all these things for people to shop from, to buy. So list, even if it seems like this is so counterintuitive. Why am I listing more when nothing's selling? Keep listing. Okay. But if money is tight, and I understand that not everybody has the nice savings account, which you should, Dave Ramsey, folks, give him a listen. We're going to talk more about that. I think I have in my notes somewhere to mention the savings account. But not everyone has a nice savings account cushion, and not everyone has a lot of capital. Not everyone can drop $10K on wholesale, and not everyone can spend hundreds of dollars a week. Everyone's financial situation is different, and I don't expect everyone to be the same. And I don't even think you're a failure if you're different than me or from Dawn. Everyone's different. And some folks came into reselling without a choice. When I entered the reselling world, I had gotten hurt at work. It was a surprise. Surprise! Your back is broke. You can't work. But we did have the opportunity for 2 years to build up that cushion and that savings account before Keith quit his job willingly. So everyone's situation is different. But I'm here to tell you, if your money is tight, list from your death piles. We all have them. If you don't have a death pile, you should have learned from me in 2020. If you weren't around, here's what happened. Keith and I would source 99-cent sales every week, and we had thousands of items in our death piles, and we had bought a whole bunch of wholesale as well. And we decided that our death pile was too big, and we were not going to thrift anymore until we listed everything in our death pile, and we did. We listed all of it. We were able to complete our goal of how much we wanted in the savings account because we were listing more. We were just straight listing from the death pile and really pushing hard and pounding it out. And we hit our goal in our savings account. We hit our goal on how much money we were making. And Keith quit his job. And then 2 weeks later, the shutdown happened. So we had no death pile and no thrift stores were open. And we also live in a place where it snows, roads can get icy, and just things happen. You can live in a place where tornadoes happen, or thunderstorms, or floods. So you should have a death pile because you never know what's going to happen, right? So if money's tight, list from a death pile. Chill out on thrifting for a while. Ask your friends and family. Don't have any pride. Listen, when times are tough, it is not time for pride. It is not time for egos. It is time to be humble and go to your friends and your family and say, yo, were you going to clean out your closet this spring? Were you doing the spring cleaning on your dresser? Are you getting rid of some clothes? Because instead of donating them to Goodwill, could you donate them to your friend? Could you help me out? Could you help me out and donate them to me? Keith's grandmother does a spring cleaning every year, and she has friends that do it, and they just donate all their clothes to us. Now they're like, I mean, not to say this to be mean, they're old lady clothes. They're Alfred Dunner and Kmart and whatever, but they're bread and butter and they're free. So we take them. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask, because they're going to, if your friends and family are going to clean out their closet anyway and donate those items, unless they're really stuck on the idea of really helping out charity, they may be willing to donate it to you for free. And if you feel like you need to give back to charity, you can. So if you feel like everybody donating everything to you is taking away somehow, you can donate a proceed of your sales back into your community, back into a charity of your choice. You can help out the animals at the Humane Society. You can donate to, there's a children's hospital here in Pittsburgh I love to donate to. I give money to them every year. They were really great when my son had appendicitis, and I just love that hospital. So you can pick what's close to you in your heart and give back to the community anyway. I know folks who hold whatnot sales and live Posh sales, and they do donations from their eBay sales. You can raise money and give back to the community if you feel any type of way for taking free. I mean, you should be doing that anyway. Yes. So Keith's grandma and her little cute friends every spring bring us bags of clothes. I love them. Spring is here. Townwide garbage pickup is starting to happen. People throw away really good stuff. Again, no time for pride, no time for egos. If you see something on the side of the curb and it looks nice and it's not crawling with bed bugs or gross, grab it. No time for pride. And then, ask your friends and family for stuff. List from your death pile. That'll save you some money for a while. You can explore other sourcing options. Some of the most common ones that I will share with you guys are ThredUp, American Thrift. That's where Robert and I get huge gaylords of plush. They're kind of squished in there. I'm thinking back to the last live I did with Robert with the Squish Plus. That was so funny. But once you puff them out, they're fine. I mean, they send you really good brands. I like them. I like American Thrift. I love ThredUp. You can look for other suppliers online. You can get creative and ask people for buyouts. Okay, so here's the thing. Not everyone is going to be able to weather this storm. Not everyone is going to be able to make it to the other side when things get better again. Not everyone has the money, the means, the wherewithal, or even just the tenacity. There's some college words for you, Dawn. Not everyone has the wherewithal or the tenacity or the financial means to get through this. Some people are going to quit reselling. That's just an honest truth. I don't judge them for it, because we're going to talk about that in a minute too. I don't judge anyone for doing whatever they have to do to survive or take care of their family. There's no shame, no judgment coming from me if you have to quit reselling because you have kids to feed. Okay, we're going to get into that a little bit more in a minute, but people are going to be quitting, and that's just the reality. So go on Facebook, go on Instagram, start putting up posts that you're doing buyouts if you have the capital to do it, and buy other people out as they go out of business. You are helping them out because you're helping them to get rid of all that inventory. You're buying the inventory from them they're clearly quitting because they can't make it through the bad times. If someone is quitting reselling, it's because they probably don't have a cushion in savings. They don't have enough capital. They're not making enough money to weather the storm. So they need to find another way to support themselves and their family. And that's fine. But if you buy that from them, you're helping them. They're getting a huge lump sum up front for all this inventory. That might be the difference between paying the bills while they wait for a paycheck from their new job and not paying the bills at all. Okay. So consider doing buyouts. Consider asking, again, friends and families. Yeah, they might as well give it to you. And most of your friends and family are going to be really happy to do it for you. Additionally, you could always do consignment. So if somebody doesn't want to just give you their clothes to sell, if you're willing to do consignment, you can do consignment. You can offer them a percentage of the sales. And if you want to learn more about consignment, Consignment Chats has listing parties and they teach it. We only really do consignment for Keith's sister, who cleans out her closet every once in a while, and didn't want to just get rid of it, and that's fine. We give her 50%, but she also understands reselling takes a long time and stuff is long tail. So sometimes if she doesn't want to wait for her 50% commission, we just buy stuff up front. Either way, it works out. All right. So something else you can do while sales are slow and you have extra time on your hands, get organized. How many of you have a disorganized office, a shipping station that is a nightmare and unorganized and hard to find anything when you go in there to do your thing? How many of you have an unorganized workspace, an unorganized inventory system, an unorganized death pile system? I mean, this is the time to get organized. Set up an organized shipping station so that you can literally bring your pile of stuff, sit down, and reach for everything you need to ship and print right there and get a label. You will thank me later, I promise. There is nothing better than having a nice, neat, there's a hair in my face. This is just a great amateur hour. I have a hair in my eye. It's really driving me crazy. You will thank me when you have a nice, neat shipping area and you can just like sit down and have everything at your fingertips that you need. So do it. You can get cheap shelves at Walmart. You can get, see that white table there? See, my room's a mess. Guys, look, I'm a real person just like you. There's stuff behind me. Whoop! There's plush on the floor back here. Can you see it? It's all over the bed. This room's a mess. This room is a hot mess. I need to clean it too. I need to clean my stuff. But anyway, that white table is like $30 at Walmart, and you can also order it on Amazon. We have two of them. One we bought at Walmart, and then one we just wanted delivered and didn't want to have to deal with Walmart. They were like $30. They fold up too. They fold in half. They have a handle. I have an affiliate link for the table in the description box if you need a table. But yeah, you can get really cheap tables and shelves and just organize. And here's the other thing I want you to do while you're getting organized. Do an audit on what you need for shipping supplies, especially the free ones, because they're free. So just see how many padded flat envelopes you have, how many of those priority cardboard envelopes you have, the free boxes, the priority boxes, the free supplies that you use. Go to USPS.com and order for free. Do an audit while you're organizing your little shelf and getting your stuff. I will say that my shipping area is very organized. We have everything in order and everything. Maybe I'll do a little reel on that for Instagram. It'll go on YouTube too. Any of the short reels I make, guys, they go on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So anywhere you follow us, you'll be able to see all of the little videos I do, the shorts. So order what you need. Because now, look, we're just preparing for Q4 a little early this year. Usually we go into this mode of cleaning and organizing and auditing and getting supplies in the summer slowdown. So we're just starting a little early this year. We're just doing a little spring cleaning. We're just getting ready a little early, but you'll thank me. So you'll have all your organization done. You'll have better, when you're organized and you have everything in order, I guarantee you're going to be more readily able to create routines and to-do lists that are going to make your processes smooth, and you're going to get more done, and you're going to have days where you're just looking at the whole day, that everything you did, and like, how did I accomplish that? Because it starts with organization. So when your work area is organized and clean, your mind, your mentality is now organized and clean, and you can sit down and create a routine and streamline all these processes and create these routines and these to-dos, and you work in batches. I always tell you guys that if you're doing jeans, take all your measurements, take all your photos, do all your listings, and only work on jeans. If you're doing plush, take all your photos, then do your listings. Work in batches. But once you're organized, you're going to just be so astounded at how much you can accomplish every day when you enter your office or your workspace, even if it's just the corner of your living room, or your garage, wherever you go. If it's set up for success, you will succeed. I'm getting a whole apartment to sell. There you go. You got to get organized. You got to get organized. You guys also should be doing audits. So if things are slow and you have more time on your hands and you're not shipping as much, do an audit, okay? Go through your inventory bin by bin and double check. Is it still listed on eBay? eBay is the number one culprit with the elves and the dwarves that steal your stuff and run away with it. So do an audit, item by item, bin by bin. Is it still on eBay? If it's not, you got to relist it. If you use List Perfectly, it's a matter of simply going into your catalog and pushing the item back out to eBay. Voila! This is why I love List Perfectly. If you don't use List Perfectly, you do have to go through the process of rephotographing that item and relisting it. Double check anywhere else that it was supposed to be on and make sure it's still there. And if you can't find it listed anywhere, it fell off. And I'm here to tell you, I did an audit at the beginning of the year. I found hundreds of items that had fallen off of eBay. I think the biggest culprit for us is the non-payments. We have the assistant set up that after 4 days, eBay opens a case, closes it for non-payment, and then the item, I forget or don't check my messages or whatever happens, and things just don't get relisted. Hundreds of items. Thank God I use List Perfectly because I just relisted 100 items very easily. I'm going to check in on the chat real quick because I see some folks talking. But I need eyes. I gave you a shout out at one of my meetings. I explained that I follow your direction and I'm always successful when I do. Oh, you're like my eBay sponsor. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm such a dork, but thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. Because honestly, sometimes I feel like I am just talking to my plush, just to the wall, to myself. So it's always nice to hear feedback that people are listening and I'm not just here to hear myself talk. Donna. Hi, Donna. Donna's a really good friend of mine, guys. Say hi to Donna. She's a really good friend of mine. In fact, she's the one who sent me these. I love Donna. You can keep your wrench, Donna. You don't have to do anything with it. I took it down until I find. Yeah, you'll find a lot of mistakes when you do inventory. You're not just going to find the stuff that fell off. We had stuff that had sold and was still listed. You got to end those. You don't want those mistakes. You don't want defects. You don't want to have to cancel sales. So we found those as well. It's always a good idea to do an audit minimum twice a year. You should be doing one every quarter. Fourth quarter is kind of hairy though. It's really hard to do one in fourth quarter. Do one now. Sales are slow. We have time. The other thing you can do when things are slow is rework 10 to 20 listings a day. And I don't just mean delist it and then relist it. I mean rework it, delist it, relist it. If you use List Perfectly, that's the order I would use. I would go in and figure out which ones I'm going to work on that day and edit those, then end them and then relist them. If you don't use List Perfectly, you probably want to end them off of eBay and sell similar and rework them. But rework them. I really mean it. Don't just delist, relist. Rework 10 to 20 old listings a day. Pick 10 to 20 listings a day that are 3 months or older or staler. That's a word, staler. And rework it. Take some words in your title and flip them around. Double check your title. Is it optimized? Do you have the best keywords? Have you used Google image search to look at how other people are listing this item? You can do it with List Perfectly with one push of a button. I swear I am nothing but a List Perfectly commercial some days, but I can't help it. Like 99.9999999% of tasks that I perform every day for our business, I use List Perfectly for, and that includes accounting. So yes, I'm a huge List Perfectly commercial. I spend $2.30 a day to complete almost 100% of my tasks every day. And I think the only one I don't use List Perfectly for is thrifting. Except sometimes when I'm out thrifting and I find a plushie, I will take a picture of him, throw him in a listing in List Perfectly, use that Google image button, and find out if he's worth thrifting. Do you want to see what I mean by that button? Yes, Star, please show us what you're talking about. All right, I'm going to pull up my List Perfectly. I got to open it. Give me a second. I get to talking and I lose my own train of thought. Oh, yes. Check for spelling errors. Double check your keyword optimization. Take 2 words, flip them around. Take 2 pictures, flip them around. And speaking of, are your backgrounds removed? Do you have a solid, nice background? Are your pictures good? I mean, when we first started reselling, some of our pictures were pretty atrocious. So in 2018 and 2019, during summer slowdown, when I was taking my own advice here, times were slow and I was reworking 10 to 20 items a day. I was finding horrible pictures, blurry, bad lighting, times where we would just take the front of the shirt, but not the back. I don't know if we were going too quick or we were still learning or we were just making dumb mistakes, but I found those mistakes and I was able to go take new pictures, better lighting, better focus, better front and back, whatever it is. So check your pictures. Are they good? If they're not, redo them. Make sure the backgrounds are removed. You have solid background. Switch some pictures around, switch some words in the title around, double check for typos, spelling errors, double check your description, make sure it's good, and then relist those items. It brings new life into the store. Breathes it right in. That's me breathing life into a store. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. I should have done this before I came over here. So let me let that load in while I talk and look at things. Comments. Star just helped me get started on Macari, expanding from eBay, and she was a huge help. Thank you, Donna. But yeah, I did. Donna's a friend. I help anybody though. I shouldn't have just went like Donna's a friend. Like anybody, if you want to message me or tag me in the Facebook group, it may sometimes take me a day or 2 to see my messages and get back to you. A lot of times you message, if it's urgent, don't just wait for me to look at my Facebook messages or my Instagram messages because that's not urgent. I check those like at the end of the night. I'm really bad about it. Tag me in my Facebook group. I check my Facebook group about once an hour. And I also go into my notifications about once an hour to see if I've been tagged anywhere and anything needs attention. So if anything is urgent, tag me, join my Facebook group. But yeah, I'll help. If you want help, just ask. I'm here. I want others to succeed. I want other people to be at the top with me. There's room up here for everybody, and I will give you a hand up. I'm not here to compete. I'm not. I'm here to help. And if you come to me and you say, hey, I want to start cross-posting, I'm going to be excited because you can't have all your eggs in one basket. And Donna learned that. She's doing pretty good on Macari. And it's a lot easier to list there too. Lots easier. Good. So Donovan is experimenting with the collar background that List Perfectly has now provided for us. I personally like white, but I don't always say that the way I do things is always the right way. You have to do what works for you. I do some things that aren't best business practices or that experts don't agree with, but it works for me. So if something that everyone is telling you should do as a best practice, you try it out and it doesn't work for you and the other way did, go back to the other way. Whatever, you know what? At the end of the day, you have to do what puts food on your table. Not what puts food on Star's table, because what puts food on Star's table may not work for you. You have to put food on your table. On your table. I never caught one of these. I bought a guidebook on back. Oh, good. Thank you for buying that. I appreciate it. That's a good thing too. That's another thing. I should have mentioned that back when I was talking about how to get free inventory. Do your own spring cleaning. Ask your friends and family too, but it's April, it's spring. Go through your closets, cull old clothing. If you haven't worn something in a year, if you have stuff that's new with tags that's been sitting in your closet for a couple of years, you're probably never going to wear it. If you're, do I not have sound again? Do testing. I have sound. It says it's working. Can someone confirm, please, before I talk to no avail? Okay, thank you. If I was about to say, if you're like me and you have an entire drawer full of jeans I'm gonna someday fit back into, I have to give it up. I'm never gonna fit back into those jeans. But yeah, go through your clothes. Get rid of what you're not wearing. Get rid of what your husband's not wearing and your kids, and sell it. Go through your kitchen. Kitchen appliances and kitchen gadgets and tools do really well on a lot of the platforms. You can clean out most any room and find things you can sell, and you're not spending money. So if money's tight because sales are slow, that's a good way to do it. Thank you, everyone, for saying you can hear me. Clearly, I am an amateur, so I have to make sure that I'm not making mistakes like I did for the 5 minutes at the beginning of the show when, I'm just talking away and sharing my screen and had no idea. Yes, Megan, yes. And video games and remote controls, the surprising things on Poshmark. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen. So these are things that are waiting to be listed. If you were in the true crime listing party today, you saw me taking photos of these live as we were talking, but here they are. So let's say that my computer wants to work, first of all. Let's say I don't know who this elephant is. Do you see this little globe here on the upper right? I click that and boom. Now that it didn't pull up really good results here because he is a generic-y pink elephant. So to give you a better example, this guy will probably pull up good results. But let's just say I'm not that familiar with Disney, and so I don't know who this character is. So I would push that little globy looking thing and ta-da! Disney Frozen. Well, I know mine's not a pull apart, but I would have learned that it's Disney Frozen. And then I can look through other people's listings here to see how much they're listing him for, to gauge kind of comps, and to see what keywords they're using. They're using Disney Store, Frozen, Olaf Mini. Mine's a tie. So here's a tie Frozen. So you could get your keywords. But I love using this tool for characters I don't know. Like, I do know who Evie is. I was going to keep her. I was taking pictures of this in Wednesday's listing party, and I said I was going to keep her, but I decided to sell her because she's a Pokemon and they're worth money. But there are Pokemons that I'm not that familiar with, so I would just push this. And, oh, it's Eevee. It's official Pokemon Eevee. So I love that because I can find characters I don't know. I'm going to show you the background remover tool. I like to show that live because it's awesome. So here she is on that white table. You can see that I was dusting today. How embarrassing is that? There's a duster on my TV stand. I was dusting. The TV's on. You can kind of see the back of the closet there where there's a mess. But I'm going to remove the background. And voila, like magic. It's like I had a professional photography setup and lighting and a background and everything else. Isn't that beautiful? But like Don said, he's been experimenting with this. So let's say I want to give her kind of like an orange cream puff background. So I would pick orange and ta-da! And every time you change the color, it doesn't take away from your available. So Keith and I have this many left out of the 1,500 we get with the Pro plan every month. If I wanted to keep playing with Eevee's colors, that number doesn't go down. It only goes down the one initial first time you remove the background, but then you can fart around with the background as much as you want, the color, and your count stays the same. See? I actually use this background remover tool for my YouTube thumbnails. So all this I got going on in the background, the bookshelves, the curtains, all this, it just cuts it all out, and it's just me. And then I can make a collar to put on a thumbnail. I love it. I need to get up more. Star can read too, by the way. Oh, 90s magazines will sell really well. I guarantee you, because nerds like me are nostalgic. Chef's knives and steak knife sets. Yeah, I have a friend who does those. I'm not going to say her name because I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but I have a really good friend that actually sells graphic novels and knives, both, and she does really well. That background remover is so amazing. I love Pokemon. I tend to want to keep them, but I love that background remover. Yes, on white stuff. Yeah, so I actually use it for my YouTube too. Okay, I am really behind. We're almost to 5:30 and I haven't gotten to everything I want to talk about. Look at that. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the rest of the list as quick as I can. I may have to revisit this in another video. Run sales, do offers, try something new. So if your sales are slow and you do free shipping, try charging shipping, see if it works. If you're charging shipping, raise your prices and do free shipping. Price higher and run sales. Turn on the offers if you've never tried it before. If you don't delist, relist, try it. Just like shake it up. Einstein said the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So if sales are slow, you have to do different things. If you want different results, you have to try new things. You have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to roll with the punches and try new things. So just shake it up. Explore other niches too. If you only sell men's shirts and jeans and your sales are slow and this is a bad economy, you need to start looking at other things, even if it's not a bad economy. I don't know why I said that. If sales are slow and you're stuck in one or two things niche-wise, you need to shake it up. You need to explore and try different things. We do pretty well with our 4 main ones. We do mostly plush and jeans. You guys know that. A lot of men's shirts. I do look at women's scrubs. I like those. We do remotes and video games. I kind of lump that as one. Electronics. But, I'm not opposed to looking at other stuff when I'm at the thrift. So I have one-offs of other niches all the time. Don't be afraid to shake it up. Try new things. Try new items. Look at different stuff. Hi, Karen. Welcome in. Thanks for coming. And don't be afraid of mall brands, especially in this economy. People sleep on these all the time. They are oversaturated. They have a terrible sell-through rate. They take forever to sell. They don't sell for a lot of money. But listen, I get all of mine for 99 cents and they do sell. And I really feel like as most of the America starts to pull their purse strings a little tighter as the economy gets whatever it's doing, they're going to have less discretionary funds. But at the end of the day, no one's allowed to be naked. It is against the law. It is illegal to be naked. So people need clothes. People can't afford to go to the mall and the department stores right now. They're going to be looking for affordable, used mall brands that they can justify spending money on. And that goes back to the uniforms and the scrub tops and all of that. Anybody in nursing is going to need uniforms. A lot of people are probably going to turn to recession-proof jobs like healthcare, caregivers, nursing assistants, CNAs, nurses, med techs, ambulance drivers, all those things within the medical field. A lot of folks are going to be looking for jobs like that because that is recession proof. And they're going to need uniforms. the people who don't have money are looking for mall brands. Mall brands also have brand loyalty. So there are folks who really, really like their Old Navy Rockstar bootcut jeans. They know they fit well, or their American Eagle artist. So don't sleep on your mall brands, but don't drop your expensive brands either, you guys, because people do still have money. There are some folks who have money, and I have some recent sales to show you. This sold this morning. We sold Rock Revival Novella straight jeans women's this morning, full price, full asking price of $59.99. It says it's on sale, but it's not. We always list everything 25% higher than the price we want and then run 20% off sales. So we get the boost in the searches for running a sale. Also, the buyer thinks they're getting a sale and a deal. It's all about psychology. And so it sold for $59.99 this morning. And then I sold these 2 pairs of pants on Macari very recently. Those are some examples of some very expensive pants that aren't a necessity. Then so some people do still have money. So don't sleep on the mall brands, but don't ignore the expensive brands. I would say try to get a good mix of both. We don't find a lot of the expensive stuff here, but when we do, we grab it. But we really load up on the bread and butter stuff. Cross-post to other platforms. You guys, you cannot be relying on just one marketplace right now. You cannot. Every marketplace has a different group of buyers, a different customer base, a different set of eyeballs. If you're just relying on one, you are basically shooting yourself in the foot. You've got to expand and get your stuff out in front of as many people as possible. You can create more sales using Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest to help your business out. I have a video on that, and this is it. So Bill and I talked in this video. Don't go watch it right now because I need you here, but save this link for later if you didn't attend that live show. We talked about how to use Pinterest and Instagram to get more sales. And then in this one, Bill and I talked about how to cut cost out of your bottom line and how to save money and be more frugal. So save those and watch them if you haven't already. And I have something else up here for you I wanted you to see. Geez, that's old and cringy. Look at this. Look at Henry and Hannah in the back and the stupid hair and the cringy photo setup in the background before Liz Perfectly's background tool. I was going to tell you, you need multiple streams of income. So affiliate links are a good one. So save this link. This is how to set up your Amazon affiliate storefront. But before you can set up the Amazon affiliate storefront, you need to be an Amazon affiliate. Thanks, Laura. You're too kind. I have a fat face. Fat face! Oh! I look like one of my hippos. It's a chip. You know what? It's a hamster face. All right. See, you got to make fun of yourself because if you don't, everyone else will, right? I feel like there was some other stuff I wanted to share with you, but I feel like some messages came through. So, Dawn was trying to call me on Facebook when y'all couldn't hear me. Jeez. You want to talk about oblivious. Amateur. That's my Facebook group. You guys want to go over there because Donna's biased. She just says that because she's my friend and she loves me. You want to join my Facebook group because community is super important. I'm trying to get through this list. It's so big. Other streams of income. You can be a Liz Perfectly affiliate. You can affiliate with Amazon. I gave you links for that. You can be an eBay affiliate. You could get monetized on Instagram and make money, but they're pulling that program. But do YouTube. And if push comes to shove, if you have to get a part-time job, I already mentioned this, you do what you got to do. Got to do what you got to do. You got to do. As Joey on Friends said, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do. Because everyone's situation is different. Like Keith and I are fortunately in a situation where my kids are grown and away. So And we had the opportunity to build up a good savings account, and we're still doing okay. But if I was ever in a situation where my sales weren't making enough money and I had young kids at home, you better believe there would be absolutely no pride and no ego. If I had to do this part-time all night long and get no sleep and go do whatever, and I mean whatever I had to do. I mean, my kids are grown now, but they were small once. I understand what it's like to be poor. You guys, I was poor. I have been poor in my lifetime. I swore to myself I never would be again. But I know of the struggle. It's real. And when you have young children, you have to do what you have to do. So I'm not going to judge you. If anyone else in the reselling community would judge you, they're turds and they're poopy and they're poop heads and they don't matter. So don't listen to them because they're just poop heads. Because at the end of the day, you have to do what you need to do to make your bills, your situation, whatever it is, needs this much money. Everyone's situation is different, but your situation needs this much money. And if reselling isn't getting you this much money and you need to go get a part-time gig or drive Uber or get a part-time job, I'm not going to judge you. I don't care because I know that you have a family. So you do what you got to do. I think this will end. We will come out of it. But again, not everyone is going to be able to weather the storm. And if you can't, this is not the time to have an ego. I feel like a lot of resellers get this attitude of, well, I'm a self-employed reseller and anything else is beneath me. And I'm above that and I'm better than that. And I would never. Listen, if I'm hungry and my bills aren't being paid, I would not have an ego. So, if you really, really want to make reselling work, try all the tricks I said. You can cut costs on how you can get inventory, list more, do all the tips and tricks and best practices, shake it up, try new things, do YouTube, get your affiliate links, do all the things you can do. But at the end of the day, if you're still not making enough money, you do what you got to do. And I won't judge you. I promise. I promise. But I'm also here to tell you that if that is the situation and you do have to do something else to make ends meet, don't give up on reselling. Do it part-time on the side while you do whatever else you need to do for money and try to build it up to where you could go back to it full-time when we come out of whatever's going on with the economy. Also, I'm here to tell you, at least try. Listen to Dave Ramsey. Give him a listen. Just listen. I don't like everything Dave Ramsey says, and I don't follow everything Dave Ramsey does, but I like a lot of what he says. And one of his biggest things is to have a nest egg of 6 months to 1 year of your income saved up. So if you get to a point where your reselling is just not doing it for you and you got to go get a part-time job or even a full-time job, don't give up on reselling. Keep doing it. Keep doing it at least part-time so it doesn't die. Because if we come out of this on the other side and reselling is viable again and it's really good, you don't want to have to start over from the beginning. You want to have all the feedback and the sale. You want to keep active. You want to keep your stores active. You want to keep active. So keep going part-time at least and save up some money so it doesn't happen again. I cannot stress that enough. Save, 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 save. And if that means also taking a look at your budget and cutting some stuff out, maybe you don't need a Starbucks every day. Maybe you don't need 20 streaming services. Maybe you don't need a subscription to that gym you've been to one time and you never went back. Maybe you don't need to go out to $100 dinners every weekend. And maybe you don't need to go shopping all the time. Like whatever it is, you might need to take a look at your budget, take a look at your subscriptions and the things that you're paying for monthly and see if you're really using them. Be willing to change. You've got to roll with the punches and be willing for change. You also have to take good care of your mental health. You have to do self-care. I don't care what your self-care looks like. Is it going for a walk in the middle of the day and getting that sunshine and vitamin D and just getting away from reselling and listing? Donna can tell you, I was talking to her. I'm a human being. I'm like you guys. I also get frustrated. And I'm a human being, and I was having a really bad day of sales, and I was telling Donna, I'm just still mad at eBay. Nothing would list, nothing would cross post. The thing was broken again. And I just said, I'm so frustrated. I'm going for a walk. And I did. I grabbed Keith. I went outside in my Halloween pajamas. I didn't give a shit what I looked like or what people thought. And I just walked around the block until I felt better. But you've got to do self-care. If that means reading a book, watching a movie, watching one of those sports balls events that people like, watching a TV show, like, don't let it absorb you and take over. You clearly have to put in your work day. But after your work day, you need to take some time for yourself. And I mean above and beyond spending time with your family, friends, and pets. You need time for just you. Paint your toenails. Put a mask on. Brush your hair. Brush your teeth. I don't know. Do something for yourself. And do something fun. I would say at least once a week, carve some time out to do something fun so that you forget all the stress and don't become a workaholic. You got to have fun too. And if you don't have a lot of money, there's plenty of ways to have fun. You can watch movies and stuff. Make sure you are spending time with your friends, your family, and your pets. Make sure you're in the reselling community. And I cannot stress this enough. This is an isolating, lonely job. You need to be in the community. Join Facebook groups. Go to listing parties. Make the time to do it, at least one a week. You need to be around other people and human beings. You can look for local meetups. I have one. If you are in the Western Pennsylvania area or Eastern Ohio area, close to the Pennsylvania border, or down south near us, if you're anywhere in this mid-Atlantic region, I have a local meetup group. And you can join us. We're kind of new and we're still in the beginning stages, but I currently meet the second Monday of every month. But I told people at the listing party, I'll hold Friday parties. I'll meet on Wednesdays. I'll meet whenever anybody else wants to meet, and we'll meet wherever everybody else wants to meet. We can switch it up, move it around, do whatever to accommodate everyone. But just so if you're in this area, you can be in a local meetup around other resellers and, oh my God, have human contact. Imagine that. There's also other communities you can join in your local area. You can look for groups on Facebook. If you read, you can join book clubs. You can, if you're a nerd, you can join. There's nothing wrong with being a nerd, by the way. You can join groups that get together to play board games. You can go to sporting events. You can get a group of people together that you can walk with around your neighborhood. You can go to exercise class. I mean, I'm a hermit and I'm pretty reclusive and I am a loner, but I still need my people. I need a lot of alone time and I need to be left alone in my own home. But once or twice a year, I like to come out of my hobbit hole and go to events and see my people and have physical contact and hug and my friends and yay. I need to do that a couple times a year. The rest of the year, I just want to be left alone. Let me stay in my house. But when I'm doing my little hermity, reclusive, I have anxiety, leave me alone thing, I still need contact. So I have reseller friends that I've made in this community over the years that have become very close. I talk to every single day in Messenger. I call on the phone. I do FaceTime. I do listing parties. I do Zoom calls. I still stay in contact with people. I have a friend, Scott, that lives in Texas. Once every couple of weeks or so, he'll message me and say, "You up for a phone call?" And I'm like, absolutely. I put him on speakerphone and we'll talk for 2 or 3 hours while we're taking pictures and actually working, but we're talking. I talk to Donna every day. So yeah, community is so super important. I can't stress it enough. All right, I'm going to catch up on the chat and then I'm going to give away a List Perfectly. I'm going to give away a free month of List Perfectly, not like a whole List Perfectly, just a free month. Dun, dun, dun. I'm trying to go back to where I was. Yes. So I have a son that I can't math. I know how old my kids are, I promise. My son was born right around 9/11. So he's going to be 23. And the other one will be 20 in May. And I will be 45 in May, believe it or not. I know I act like a 10-year-old. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. That's a good idea, Susan. When I delist and relist, though, I actually either raise the price or keep it the same and then run sales. Just a tip. You don't have to follow it, but when you run sales on eBay, it does give you a boost in the searches. And it's that psychological thing where buyers think they're getting a break, they're getting one over on you. That's good, Amy. The perfect. Dave Ramsey. You're welcome. Good vibes. Dave Ramsey has some sound advice. Baby steps are the best. Pay off debt and live below our means. Yep. I mean, it's a struggle to do it if you're learning how and you've never done it before. But I can promise you, once you learn how to do it, it becomes routine. It becomes your autopilot, and it becomes just like your normal. We just do it without thinking about it. Like once you learn how to do it and you see how much money you can save, it's one of those things that's hard to learn, but once you get into it, it's easy. You kind of have to replace your inventory though, Laura. Using get out of debt program. Yep. I mean, that's what you got to do. When we first started, we would just take our profits every week to the bins, buy more inventory, and we just kept flipping it. And then eventually we had capital built up, and then eventually we could start building up our savings. So, yeah, Leslie took time off from reselling. I mean, there's no shame. There's no shame. At the end of the day, we got to do what we got to do. And self-care is very important. The bins is my self-care. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my plush dealer. So she loves to go to the bins and dig and source and find all the plush, but she doesn't want to list them or sell them. So she sells them to me. It's a win-win. And she's also the person that Trish mentioned in the List Perfectly show earlier today. She drove all the way from Iowa to the List Perfectly party Monday. That's a good idea. If that's what you want to do and it makes you feel good about yourself, make that a goal. Get your fake nails. I hang out. A lot of people say thrifting is their self-care. I mean, that's pretty common. A lot of people love to thrift. Well, see, but that's the beauty of this. With your husband being sick, you can still work around that. So I do love that we can do stuff like that. Jean lives 30 minutes south of York. See, yeah. Okay, I'm coming to Lancaster in July. Correct? Let me think. Cheryl and Scott and Dave and Bill are coming here next month. June is camp listing party. August is FlipCon. Yes. So July, I'm going to Lancaster, and we are going to hold an event in Lancaster, which is a lot closer for you. I used to live in York. And Danny, Bill and David, you guys know Flippin' Daddy. He's been on the channel. He is getting a community room for us. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a Monday in July. I think Scott's coming out for that too. So I will talk with the boys when they're here next month and see when we're going to be in Lancaster and if we can do a meetup there on a different day of the week. Like I said, I'm willing to accommodate people. If more people are going to come, all the better. And speaking of Cheryl, hi, friend. Yeah, if you're in Tampa, join Cheryl's meetup or anywhere in the Tampa area. Cheryl, do you want to put your link in? I don't want to go looking for it. Cheryl, you can put your link in for your group if you're in Florida. I will be in Lancaster, so I don't know how close that is to New York, Laura. Great to hear. There's so many comments, and I really want to get through all of them before I go pull the winner and leave you guys. Yeah, but the beautiful part, Dawn, is that we're still in our cave. Like, we can be little hermits and our little hermit crabs and just poke our little heads out and participate in listing parties, but you don't actually have to leave your house. Such a great session. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This has actually been something that's been heavy on my mind all week. all year. Let's be honest. Good. Raising your prices. I will applaud you for that. Never for lowering. Fabulous Flamingos is here, and you are absolutely you're walk. I appreciate you. Even if I can't speak English, I appreciate you. Della has a 29, 28, and 23-year-old. My bins didn't have too many plush. Mine don't either. At least, well, I haven't been to mine since 2018. But Della, Leslie is in Iowa. Maybe you two should talk. You are my new best friend. You are my absolute new best friend. I can't believe you thought I was in my 20s. I will be 45 in less than a month. I like to go for walks. I love going for walks outside. When I have to walk on my treadmill in the winter, I do it because it's exercise. But I feel like a hamster. I feel like my hamster on her wheel, and I just don't like it. My phone is blowing up. Let me just make sure it's something super important. Okay. American Thrift Supply just dropped some stuff if you guys want to go shopping after this. And thank you. And you are welcome. And who wants a free month of List Perfectly? Ready? Fabulous Flamingos! Winner, 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 chicken dinner. Fabulous Flamingos. You have won one free month of List Perfectly. If you are not currently a List Perfectly user, you can try it out for that whole month for free, and you'll probably stay with it because it's great. If you're already a List Perfectly user, that's fine too. It will just get you a month break off of paying your bill. And you can upgrade to Pro and try that out if you don't have Pro. Pro is the way to go. Pro is the way to go. Pro is the way to go. I love List Perfectly. I'm one big List Perfectly walking advertisement. All right, you Fabulous Flamingos. Please send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. Instagram, I am Flippin' Hippos. Facebook, I am Star Bryson. Or if you're in my Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod group, tag me and let me know you sent me a message. I need your email address is what I'm getting at, and which is why I'm telling you to message me privately. Don't put your email in public here and don't put it in the group. Send me your email address over the weekend, and then on Monday morning, I will email Tiffany and hook you up with her and get you started on your free month. Congratulations, and thank you so much for being here today. You just wait. I'm working on a brand new tutorial A to Z on List Perfectly, and when that drops, you ain't even going to be able to say no because you're going to be like, what? It does all that? Listen, List Perfectly does everything except thrift for you and clean your house and cook. I'm not kidding. All right, guys, I got to run. I am a little bit over, getting closer to 6, and it is time for Keith and I to commence date night. We got to eat and start our weekend off. Everyone, remember this weekend, again, self-care, so important. Do something fun just for yourself this weekend. I don't care what it is. Read one chapter of a book, watch one episode of a show, 15 minutes on TikTok. Do something fun. And please spend some time with your friends, family, and most importantly, your pets, because animals are the best. Thanks so much for joining me. If you're here live, I appreciate you guys. I know I say it all the time, but I can't say it enough. I really do appreciate you. If you're watching the replay, thanks for watching that too. You guys are the best. Go be productive. Cheryl. I will tell your boyfriend hello. Go be productive. Go make some money. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.